What up, people? I guess you'll see this video eventually. Um, I doubt anybody's gonna be catching my live right here. At least not for a little bit until somebody else gets off their live, and there's a couple people doing their live thing right now. But maybe I'll get some outsiders because of the um, because of what this is. About to launch a power glider and need to put the lid on correctly. There we go. About to launch a power glider. And here we go. You probably won't be able to see it on live, but it's a beautiful evening. There might be some deer that come out. This is a night glider, so it has lights on it. So that's kind of cool. I guess I'll show you before I launch it. You can see it's got, I mean, you see the backdrop. Backdrop is gorgeous. Good, nice, pretty sunset. But yeah, the glider has lights on it, so you can see it when it's cruising through the air at nighttime. So it's kind of cool. Wingtips. I don't know if you can see the wingtip. It's hard to tell, but then the tail has some lights on it. And then inside the fuselage cockpit, it's got a couple of lights that flash. So I'm gonna launch this thing off. I don't know. Let's see if we can figure out a way to launch it, but somewhere steady. Um, maybe that'll work. Let's see. Go out this way. And about here. Flight control. Everything's good. Slow it down. I'm going to keep it fairly close just so I don't get too crazy, but it's got a fresh battery in it. My transmitter is actually lower than what the glider is, but I don't know if we'll be able to see it or not. Uh, Not a very hot day, so there's really not any thermals. Uh, so we're going to be using the motor quite a bit. I mean, really, I can get it up there pretty high, shut the motor down, and it takes a while for it to come down, even with it not being warm out, catching thermals. Trees give thermals. Uh, some other things, the roads and whatnot. But I'm just gonna kind of fly it around for a couple minutes just to hopefully get a little bit of it on video. I don't know if you can see it. This glider is called a Radian. The night Radian night version because it's got the lights on it, obviously. Picture I have on the thumbnail. I was flying just a little while ago, and again, I don't know if I'll be able to get the get what I want in the view of the camera. But I don't know if you could see the moon. Right there, actually, the moon. Uh, I was flying around pretty slow. You should be able to see the plane now too. I'm going right at the moon. I was flying the plane around slow and taking a bunch of pictures trying to catch it with the moon. So I think I got the best one out of what I got. I don't know. I just grabbed a picture real quick just to go live and put that as the thumbnail. I'll kind of try and fly around maybe where the moon is and get some good contrast. You can see the lights pretty good. I don't know if you can on here, but you see the lights pretty good on the plane. Sun's pretty much just going down right now, so trying to keep the moon in the shot there, but I've got just a little bit of throttle in it, right above half, I guess. So with that, I could do some pretty good maneuvers to kick it around and not stall it too bad. I mean, I'm high enough; it doesn't matter if it stalls anyway. But um, I could probably slow it down just a little bit. Try and hang out by the moon. Maybe get some good screenshots. Uh, Possibly, I don't know. It's probably too far away for screenshots, I guess. But um, the last 30, 45 minutes, there's been a lot of birds chirping and flying around. It's been a really, really nice night. Um, I've heard some commotion in the trees behind me, most likely turkeys, but there's also deer around here too. So kind of nice to hang out here till around sunset. Uh, Hopefully, oh yeah, see it's so far away you can't really probably see it. Because I went right by the moon with the plane. Maybe if I come down and kind of cross its path, you can see the plane too. But yeah, the wildlife is pretty cool around here. I've seen a fox on the other side of the field, and uh, yeah, it's all kinds of birds, and there's I love the scissor tails. There's quite a few of them out here. I like seeing them. Actually, one of my videos, or I think it's a short. One of my shorts uh, is the scissor tail flycatcher, and uh, yeah, I guess it was choking on a bug or something. 'Cause I actually caught it on video. If you haven't seen the short, check that out. Um, it's kind of funny. you probably don't notice if you're not really paying attention, but it's actually choking on a bug or something, and it coughs it up right as I was filming it. So it was kind of funny. But, so I'm trying to fly, and I'm trying to hold the phone in the right spot. Obviously, if there's anybody on here, I can't see if there's anybody on chat. So um, go ahead and if you haven't already, get that like button since you know, I think I got a pretty good picture of what I was planning on doing, and I don't know if you can see that contrail up there. That's pretty cool. Uh, I wish I could check out Flight Radar and see what it is, but anyway, that's pretty cool. Looks like a smaller jet. That little bug with gnats flying around too. It's kind of annoying, but anyway, I just thought I'd go live and let people check out the Radian glider with lights, night Radian, and the moon is nice and bright. Um, and it's a really, really beautiful sunset. I don't know how much of it you can see if the camera's picking it up or not, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous sunset. Should be able to keep the moon right there. Pretty good view. Still hear a few birds chirping, but most of them have got quiet. You can see, I think that's a swallow that just flew by. There's a few of them flying around a little while ago. Freaking gnats. Still got it in there. Kind of cool. It's getting dark enough now. You can see all the lights in the tail and on the wingtip, on the top of the wingtip, along the whole bottom of the wing, and it goes along the fuselage to the tail. So that's pretty cool. I think that bird is. I guess not. Well, I thought it was a little closer. I thought it was trying to fly around with me. This is a fresh battery, so I forgot to set the timer. I don't know if it was too late to set it or not. Okay.
Start.
Pushing the wrong switch. Um, I flew on the other battery for, I believe it was 36 minutes. And it's got a fail safe on it where when it gets too low for the motor to run, the motor won't run, but you can still fly it. So that's the first time I've flown it that long. I usually fly it about 20 minutes or so. Um, but I was flying around and I noticed I was getting lower and lower, and I was like, okay, so I increased the throttle and I didn't really get much reaction. So anyway, that's what was going on with that. I don't know. Still got it in there. Yeah. Hopefully y'all can see the plane. I mean, I'm kind of flying far away from it, but it's hard to keep it in view up close, because you just get out of the screenshot too quick. But then when you get, of course, far away, you can't really see it. Pretty good throttle setting. I can still kind of whip it around and still have pretty good control of it. I'm not looking at the chat, but can y'all see the lights on the plane? Hopefully, I'm not moving the phone around too much. I need to get a tripod so I can just set it up and point it in a certain direction. I'm flying a little lower now, and I keep taking my eye off of it. Uh, I need to not do that. It could probably take about add 5 minutes to. I don't know how long the live's been going because I pretty much started it right when I started the live, just before maybe a minute or two at the most. I already had the battery connected and everything, and I walked over here. And now it's showing up really good now. Sun's getting lower. I've only flown it at night. I believe I carried that night on. I noticed I don't. I guess I talk a little bit slower on the video. I notice I catch myself doing that. Um, I guess I don't know. It's weird. It's like I feel like I need to talk slower just for the video. Um, I mean, I talk like that a lot normally, I guess, but not like as much as I do I think, on here. But anyway, I've only flown it at night, I think 3 times maybe. Uh, 3 separate 3 separate, nights. There's actually a little tiny breeze picking up. The plane's wiggling around a little bit. Kinda random breeze. 'Cause it's been probably about 5 5 to 8 mile an hour maybe all day. Well, most of the day. I don't know about in the morning. I didn't get out here until the afternoon, but, um, yeah, it's been a really light wind. I mean, right now is the most wind that I've had the whole time I've been here. So I had 2 P-51s. I flew one of them twice. The other one, the engine was messing up. I couldn't get it to, idle down. So, and then the muffler came loose as well, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. Um, so I gave up on that, and so I flew the first one. It's just a little bit smaller, uh, than the other one that couldn't get running good. Uh, Flew it. It was a good flight. First time I've flown it, and then messed around with the other one for a little bit, and then flew the other one again. And I flew it around for, I don't know, probably 10, 12 minutes, and come in to do some slow flight. Freaking gnats. Uh, did a few passes at slow flight, and then I was doing my last one, of course. Last pass with full flaps, and I was pretty low, and the engine quit right as I was getting ready to throttle up. So I was low and slow with flaps. Um, so yeah, I ended up doinking it down into the tall grass, and um, it looked like it had some previous damage right at the middle of the fuselage, and that's where it snapped. Not bad. It'll be really easy fix. And then the tail wheel. Uh, I don't know if it was already messed up or what, but the tail wheel broke kind of loose too. It just needs to be glued back. So that was kind of unfortunate, but uh, then I have a little combat plane. It's just a small foam airplane. Uh, you put streamers on them, or you have another plane. Like the glider would probably be a good plane for that. You put a long streamer on a chase plane, and you get your combat planes out and go fly around and try and chop the streamers. So there's a couple of guys in the club that want to do that. So a guy was giving that plane away not too long ago, and like, "Oh, that's cool." I went ahead and got it, and got a receiver and battery for it. Not too long ago. I already had a receiver. I just had to get a different battery. Um, it was a small electric motor, and I didn't have something suitable for it. But flew it. Um, I was flying it pretty good, and the propeller on it is just held on with a little, basically rubber band. And I noticed that if I over revved it, it would come a little bit loose. So I just kept the throttle down the whole time, and I was just about done flying it, and I think I did a loop with it or something. And as I was coming down, I just oversped it and didn't realize it because I was going pretty slow still. But when I added throttle, the prop was off balance and flew off, and then so I just glided it down into the grass. It wasn't a big deal. And then I got little foam Pitts S2 or S1S, just a little plane, and it's a little electric plane. I hadn't flown it in a while. The motor was shot on it, so I got a different motor, and uh, still put a different motor, a different prop on it. And the guys at the hobby shop didn't even know if it would work correctly, because it was actually for a different airplane, but different setup, a little bit bigger engine or bigger motor. It's not an engine; it's electric. But um, yeah, so I flew it. The first flight was crazy. Everything was out of trim, and I'm surprised I didn't crash it. But got it all trimmed up, and the battery doesn't last very long. I guess especially with this new motor in it. Freaking gnats. Oh. um. So flew it, got it trimmed out. First battery, second battery. Kind of finished trimming it out. Flew it around a little bit. Then third battery, I kind of did a little more with it, and I guess ended up eating up the battery pretty quick, and had to land it out in the tall grass. Kind of messed up the wingtip a little bit, but just threw a little glue on it, and it's good to go. So had an exciting day. Pretty much wrecked everything. See how this one goes. This one's a little more chill. Gnats. I just swallowed one. Realize staring at the plane, you don't realize how dark it gets. Still got you in there. I guess you probably can't see the lights really well. I just glanced down, and I could see something going by with, a light. You couldn't really probably tell that it was the lights actually moving. I'm gonna try and come by a little slower and lower. Flying with one hand isn't too bad with these gliders, but when you're getting low and slow, it's nice to have that other hand on the throttle. But try and follow it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I know I just had it in a static spot there. I don't know why I didn't think of trying to follow it, but the moon was a good spot that I could find. So hopefully you can see that. I'm just kind of doing a basic pattern, just circling around, trying to keep it low and slow. I think the motor just went. Yep, there you go. So it only lasted basically plus a couple minutes because I was late on getting the timer. Uh, shows 16:36, so probably right at 20 minutes when it's all said and done with mostly half throttle ish. See, so it's got enough juice in it to fly it and to run those lights. They're just LED lights, so there's not much current going on there. But just not enough power for the motor. So luckily, I was flying in a straight line and realized that the motor wasn't running. So that's pretty cool. They obviously need to cut the grass out here. I'm really surprised that it wasn't cut for this weekend, but and shocked there wasn't anybody else out here. I mean, I know it's holiday, but I don't know. When I was younger doing this, holidays were the time when the old guys would take the kids and grandkids out to the RC field and show them some cool airplanes. So I guess just times have changed. But anyway, that's the plane. That's the Night Radian. It's an E-flite Horizon Hobbies. It's pretty cool. I picked it up from a guy I think maybe 2 years ago. Well, I don't even think it's been 2 years. It's probably been 1 year. About 1 year, yeah. And came with a couple batteries, so it was a good deal. It's just a tinkering around plane, nothing too crazy, but it's you can just like I was doing, just sitting in my chair and hanging out. And go ahead and shut my radio off. I can leave the plane on. Typically, you want to turn both of them off, but it's not a big deal. I just figured I would grab it and kind of show you again when it's night. So that's pretty cool, huh? So the top has those wingtip lights on both sides for the top part of it. So you can kind of see that as you're flying around. And then the one that shoots up the tail. So it follows the fuselage and then shoots up the vertical tail. And then, of course, like I said, it's got the cockpit lights where all the electronics and battery and everything are. It's got I don't know if you noticed, it's got a foldable prop. So as it's flying, you shut the power off, the blades kick in, so less drag. And also when you're coming into land, you shut it off, they fold in, so it's less likely to hit the ground because they'll be tucked in. You have enough airflow coming over the nose that they'll fold in. so it saves the prop on landing. It's got a little skid, skid plate there, skid plate on the tail. Um, there's just all the servos and stuff right there. I don't know if you can see it, but since I don't have the radio on, that's why they're kind of acting goofy. 'Cause it's not getting a signal. It's just getting some random stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to jump on here and kind of do a random live video. I guess it'll probably post on the deal too once it's all said and done. But um, it's gonna be too dark to see any deer or any other wildlife that might be out here. But this is the RC field. Got a bunch of stands there. I don't think I've ever seen all of them used except for maybe at a fly-in, but um, kind of unfortunately a dying hobby. I mean, it has been over the years. Um, the electric stuff kind of gave it a little bit of a boost. I want to say just, I don't know, a few years ago, several years ago. Um, because that technology started getting better and better, just like cell phones and car batteries and stuff like that. Electric cars, but kind of gave it a little bit of a boost, but it didn't. I don't think it did too much. There's more and more clubs like this shutting down and houses getting built or warehouses getting built on the property. So I believe this is city property, if I'm not mistaken. So it shouldn't be going anywhere. Um, I know behind is, I think, private owners. On the other side, there's a river going through there. I say river. I think it's a river or stream, whatever. Where the big trees are out there. Uh, and actually, on the other side of that is one of my other videos. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out. There's a trail on the other side in those trees. That's where I saw a turkey and those two deer. So I imagine it's probably turkeys that we see here. Because every once in a while you come out here in the evening, um, and you'll catch turkeys out here on the runway just hanging out. But typically they're out in that field out there. Um, Same with the deer. They're sometimes out further out on the far edge out there. So anyway, yeehaw. So there's that. Oh, it just died. I don't know if it has a timer on or actually just yeah, it's almost dead. So there's the one last shot at the moon. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. The dead windsock. Some kind of bird just flew by. It's a pretty big bird. Big bird. Um, Guess you can actually see a little better than I thought you could. See that sunset. It's a lightning bug. Yep. I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing over that way, over by that shed. There's a couple of lightning bugs. Sure, you probably can't see the lightning bugs, but there's several. There's several out there along the tree line. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get my stuff. Hope everybody had a good weekend, holiday weekend. Kind of cool, almost a little tribute flying the P-51. Um, Unfortunate I wrecked it, but um, I made a little short video walking out to it, and actually the cockpit popped off. I might post that video. I don't know, because it was kind of silly. Um, I was just saying, there's where my planes sit. So there's the big P-51, and this little bit smaller one. The wing is attached to it. The other one, you take the wing off. And then that's the little combat plane I was talking about. You can attach a streamer to it or whatever, chase the one that has it. But I don't know if you can see it, but the cockpit right there popped off. So I walked up to it and was being kind of silly about it. But anyway, I yeah. I wanted to try and see if you could see the lightning bugs out here. Let me look at the chat real quick. Hey y'all, I don't know if anybody's still here. Shows one. Um, Maybe Cheryl. Uh, let's see. Is it a big learning curve to learn to fly them? Not really. Um, I'm just typing a reply here. Um, so I'm saying in reply to a question there, is there much of a learning curve? I said not too much learning curve, not too much of a learning curve. Start with a small foam plane that has safety options uh, to keep it level. And then you can go from there. Let's see. What's going on? Just been watching Fly Glider. Keeping up to today. Back to work. Frustrated in the shop. Um, Get this. Vacation is over. Beautiful sky. Yeah, it is gorgeous. It's almost always a beautiful sunset out here. Um, and typically sunrise as well. Intricate Origins is here. I'm not sure I'm subbed to him. I think I am, but not sure. Cactus Talker, keep an eye out for Chinese weather balloons. Yeah, they're out there, I guess. Okay. turn it back around. I'm trying to see if we can catch some lightning bugs. Not catch, but just view them in the screen. So there's quite a bit, quite a few of them when I was standing over there, but I guess they probably saw me coming, scattered maybe, but I've seen a couple already. Pointed over here to the trees, maybe you can see them. You can hear the owl. There's an owl over there on the other side of the field somewhere. Closer, maybe block the skylight. You see them? There's quite a few of them. Okay. I was trying to see if we can see some lightning bugs. There's quite a few right here, but probably saw me walking over here and ducked into the trees. Anyway, well, it's too dark to tell if there's any deer out there. Get another look at the moon. Well, Cheryl, you said the internet is junk. You're going to be back. So, not sure if you're back or go ahead and jump off of here. There's one person still here, but um, the bugs are starting to find me. There's the moon. Not much, not much to look at, I guess, but that's the moon. Wonder if the screen is so hard to find something on the phone. You gotta chase it. Yeah, I don't know if you saw anybody that showed up. If you saw well, obviously you saw it, the thumbnail. That was earlier. The moon was nice and bright. Sun was still up a little bit. So I launched the glider up, trying to get a few pictures because it flies so slow. Um, so I was able to get a few pictures, and I think I got the right one, but because there's a couple of them that weren't very focused, but I might have grabbed the wrong one. I don't know. But there's the moon. Doing pretty good tracking it. All right. Anyway, well, Cheryl, I guess I'm gonna probably give up on you. I mean, I could leave it live and um I forgot I still never disconnected the dang battery. I hope I didn't ruin it, but those typically have their own fail safes. Yeah, see, it's still got a little bit of juice. So, but they typically have their own safety features that um, they'll pretty much shut down so they don't drain too far down. So it's a little bit warm, but not too bad. Yeah, that would have been funny. I take off and don't even grab the glider and my radio. That'd be a bad day. I mean, I would have noticed it when I got home, maybe before then, but when I laid my phone right there for a minute, look at the nothingness. All right, I was just doing the final sweep of everything, make sure I got everything. So, there's still somebody here, but I don't know. I don't know if it's Cheryl because you said you'd be back, and you're back. You're just hanging out, or if there's somebody else here. Phone's getting low. I mean, I guess I could pull a John, take take you with me. Oh, but I mean that's kind of lame, especially because it's dark. What is that you're seeing? Oh, up here. Oh, that's stuff up at the top of. I could see any eyeballs out there. Oh, no deer eyeballs or anything. Oh, anyway. Chair, other plane, radio. Somebody being a creeper. Because I think Cheryl would have said something if she was back. So I think somebody's being a creeper. Still crazy to me that nobody was out here. Maybe they were out here earlier, but I doubt it. Didn't look like anything was touched out there. All the plane stands are sitting like they've been sitting there since it was last mowed in a while. Oh, holy crap! It's already 9:20. Dang, that sucks. I still got to do some laundry. Put up all this crap. Still do laundry. Let me stop here before I get going. Two people looking at nothingness. My glasses, the shine of my glasses. Ah, it's Dan. What up? Um, I mean, I guess you can rewind on my live here, I think. You should be able to, I'm pretty sure. It shows that I've been live for right at an hour. Really, the last 20, 20 or so minutes is just me putting stuff away and getting everything locked up and whatnot at the RC field here. But if you want to rewind a little bit, um, you can watch me fly the glider. That's on the thumbnail. Once it got darker, I'm not sure. I have no idea. Nobody really said if they could see the plane very well or not. But yeah, I mean, I guess I could turn the light on. At least have a little bit of light. Not be creeping in the dark. Um, but yeah, that I've the only thing I have on this video is just flying the glider. I had already put everything else away, and a couple of the planes aren't flyable right now anyway. So um, got some bugs, gnats in here. But yeah, I'm just gonna drive back. I'll leave it on live just so if anybody's in here they want to rewind. I'm actually gonna type that on here. Um, but thanks for stopping in. Um, I hate being that guy that keeps saying hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. I think everybody has anyway because there's only seven likes, and I think that's about as many people have been in here. Pretty much anybody that comes in to watch me anyway is probably going to do that. So I'm not one to keep on nagging about that. Um, I'll mention it here and there, but anyway. So yeah, if you want to rewind, I'll leave it live. Um, just so because if I got off live, then it had to do the whole process of approving it, and which shouldn't take very long at all. I think they typically go right from live, just takes a couple of minutes. Um, so anyway, if you want to rewind, great. If not, I guess I'll be. I was kind of waiting for Cheryl to come back because she said she was going to be back. Not that it matters too much, you know. If the stream's not here, the stream's not here. She obviously won't have anything to come back to. So, but she said that was her last message. She said the internet is junk. Be back. So I didn't want to disappoint, but not that I know it's not that big of a deal. So I'm going to type a little message on here for anybody that happens to show up while I'm driving back. To feel free to rewind to watch the plane flying around. Make sure you make it public. Yeah, so that's a thing that Highback we kind of were talking about a little bit the other day. So you make it public at the beginning, but like he said, especially probably with mobile, um, he said, and I hadn't really even noticed that you don't even have an option to select public or private. It kind of just does it on its own. Even though you select public at the beginning, sometimes it saves it as private, I guess, so it doesn't publish it. But like he said, I'm pretty sure there's not an option. Maybe there is, and I just didn't notice, and he didn't notice. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once you end the stream, I don't think there's a way to say that you want it public or private. I think it just does its thing. At the very beginning, I always select public, so it should go public once the stream is done. Yeah, and it's still fresh, new to us. I think part of it is mobile. I would guess on I don't know about tablet, But laptop or something else, I'm assuming once you end the live, you probably have options that way. But mobile seems to be pretty restricted on a lot of things. So um, yeah, I guess. I mean, it is what it is. And that's why I had to wait to get to 50 because I don't even have a laptop. I'm sure you've heard me say that. Everybody has probably heard me say that, but I don't have a laptop or a tablet, so I had to wait until I got to 50. Um, Somebody had mentioned, and it's a good idea. I hadn't thought about it, obviously, but I was in somebody else's live earlier today, and they had mentioned getting a computer from Goodwill. Um, I don't know if they were joking or serious. I mean, I guess why not, right? I'm sure they probably get laptops and tablets and all kinds of stuff in there and get them for pretty cheap. So, I'm sure pawn shops and stuff like that, but I don't know about buying a laptop from a pawn shop. That'd be kind of shady. Normie, what up? The live streams low. So were you the lurker? Um, Live streams load as public, or your stream setting videos are different. Yeah, and reason he mentioned making sure it's public, but Highback and I were talking about it, and you might even been in on that conversation. Um, there's been times, not for me, but there's been times that he's ended a stream and he didn't even have an option to select private or public, and it changed to private, even though he selected public at the beginning, which I do as well. I don't think I've had that happen to me where it switched from public to private, but you ain't no creeper. On a video, you should. I've heard that. I've watched a couple of those, um, make it big on YouTube, kind of whatever guys that give you pointers on stuff. And I remember seeing that on one of them that I watched. It said always go for videos. I haven't done that yet. I just throw it out there because I'm like, whatever. Just if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it's raw, it's raw. I mean, right now I'm not at the point, editing stuff and all that. So I just throw it out there, and if it goes, it goes. But yeah, I did see a show that a guy that had a video about that going private and then give it, yeah, 24 hours, I guess. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Those raccoons love eating leftovers. Did you just have the one? I know it's not every time, it's just one. Yeah, yeah. I always do that. To do the tags, you have to hit more, I think it is, or show more, something like that, to get to that point. And I always do videos and live stream. I always make sure I get as much as possible. It asks you if you want English or what language and all that stuff. So yeah, I always fill out that stuff as much as possible, and it automatically selects. There's two of them that I always have to deselect. It's kind of stupid, but I mean, maybe there's a lot of people out there that do it. But something I think it's chat stuff. Um, I'm trying to think of what it was. Like most popular chat, something else, and it's always selected, so you always have to deselect it. Yeah. Yeah, I always try and put oh, I didn't do tags on this one. Dang it. I was going to and I already had the plane plugged in and there, and I had told myself before I got the plane ready. I told myself to do the live um or to do the tags. But so I had started I was actually in Valhalla. I was watching him flying my first flight with the glider. Just watching him and then I was like, "You know what? It's starting to get dark. You can actually see the light because I had the you can turn the light on the plane on and off if you want it. You know, it doesn't drain the battery too much for those lights, but they're LED, but um it's like you can start seeing the lights. So I went ahead and um as I was flying, I got this set up and I told myself because I got to the first screen and got to that point and then I think that's when my battery was running low on the glider. So I had to land. Yeah, that's what it was. So I didn't get to the live part, so I just stopped I think after the right at the first screen as you're going through those three screens that you select and to go to the live and or schedule the live. Um and then I got back, switched the battery out and just completely forgot. So I didn't put tags in this one. I wanted to. That would have been a good time to do tags. I would have done um, all the things: nature, RC planes, RC glider. Try and hit all those things as much as possible. Oh, there's a setting for the stream key. I guess I hadn't noticed that. Yeah, that'd be handy because I mean, for the most part, I have all the same tags. I mean, either you know, doing the nature walks or the RC stuff or the woodworking. It's going to be those basically three deals. I guess I never noticed you have an option to save them. Oh, you can add them after as well. Hmm. I guess after the stream is ended and it's doing its process after it's already viewable, you can add them. Okay, that's good. I figured just for that. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't have a time. Like it could be 45 minutes later after it's already been out there. You can still add it, even that long afterwards. Anytime, I guess. Oh, okay, anytime. So that's good. Yeah, so I'll just do that then. Um, I don't know if anybody else is live right now. I'm not gonna. I was just gonna leave it on, basically just until Cheryl showed back up because she had mentioned she was gonna be back, but I'm not. I don't need to have you go along on a drive with me and stuff like that. I mean, I guess it's time logged, but I don't really need to do that. I don't know if I'm too worried about that just yet. I mean, I guess time is time, but um, not that I'm gonna have anybody riding along with me anyway. All right, sounds good. I mean, I'm sure I could figure it out afterwards. There's got to be options for it. so I'm sure I can, you just go in and edit it and find where to add it. It can't be. I'm sure it can't be too complicated. I don't use, as far as editing and stuff, I don't use anything. So um, I have YouTube Studio, obviously with that, but with all of this, but um, I just started using Chat GPT, for the stuff, and I think the logo that I have on my last live, I think is just my last live. I think that logo, I think that's what I maybe want for my stickers. It's kind of a cool logo with the campfire, weekend at Benner's with kind of some nice colors, the woodworking stuff in the corner. The only thing that's not on there that I guess I might want to tweak is I don't have any airplane stuff on there, so I probably need to, in one of the dead spaces. I think there's some dead space maybe to the left or something. I can't remember now, but I need to maybe add some airplanes, and like I like the last one that I made for my avatar because it has the cardinal in there, has a little bit of blue sky, so it's not just completely saturated with everything. Then it has the B-17, and so I really like my avatar. I don't know for a sticker. I don't really think. I don't know. It's kind of a cool sticker because it has the wood grain weekend at Benner's, Beaners, however you want to say it. Yeah, yeah, Dan. It's pretty cool. It's just a little glider. Um, you probably I don't know if you can see the wing hanging out right here. I say little. I mean gliders usually aren't too. Yeah, there's the wing right there. Um, Usually aren't too little, but um, yeah, it's pretty cool. Has those lights on it, and it's kind of interesting. You fly at nighttime. I've always wanted to do that. I've seen it at some little fly-ins and stuff a couple of times. They're doing that with full scale planes now too, even aerobatic planes. I don't know if y'all have seen that. Um, but I think the Sun and Fun in Florida, I'm pretty sure they had uh, an aerobatic night show. So they put the basically sparklers, whatever, streamer, fireworks, whatever you want to call it, on the wingtips, and shoot out different colors and stuff. I've seen short clips of it. I hadn't actually gone to search and watch a whole show, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, the wingspan on this one is I don't know. You can Google it, I guess, if you want the actual, but it's somewhere around there. Um, I can't remember if it's taller than me. I think it is, so it's probably 7 foot. That's I have trying to think. I think my other plane is around that. It's a World War I plane, Eindecker. It's about the same wingspan. The Cub that I've been building forever, it's about the same wingspan. It's a clipped wing. It's 82 inches, I believe. I think the Eindecker's, yeah, it's 80 inches is the Eindecker. I don't know if you know anything about RC planes,